So it's a shotgun, is it? Mastery rank 8. Again, actually has quite a nice amount of slash and puncture and radiation. Not quite up there with the Tigris, which is why I was amazed this is a shotgun. Does need some of the resources from taking on the Prophet Taker though, so not so easy to get because you can't get there until you've maxed out the Solaris United stuff. Then you can go in and start doing that and forming this stuff, so not that easy to build. And it comes with a D polarity. I mean, yeah, the choice of what you can use here is pretty limited, but I think it's going to have to be Tainted Shell simply because this thing has a magazine of 1. Not 2, 1. Even the stock Tigris has a magazine of 2. But let's not sugarcoat it. It is the second highest base damage of all weapons, and it's only a mastery rank 8. It does 1620 total damage. Of course, the 420 of this is the inert radiation, which you basically cannot get rid of. It's inert, it will stay there no matter what other combination of things you put in this. The status, I only took this thing to a 96.8% status chance. I did somehow make the reload quicker. Oh, yes. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the actual build I have at the moment. I couldn't figure out why the reload went quicker, because there are mods like Burdened Magazine, which if you put that in, it will in fact give it a second round. I tried this and honestly the reload was so slow that it really wasn't worth using that, which was a shame because I was looking of lots of different ways of getting this thing a second round just to make it more usable. I've done this with the Heck. I think mine has 12 rounds for the Heck. I've done it with the Tigris. I have 4 rounds in that. And you do sacrifice a little bit of damage to do this, but you do get more rounds, so instead of not being able to shoot at enemies, you are still shooting at them, dealing damage, so you actually end up doing more damage over time by sacrificing a little bit of upfront damage. Of course, at the same time, you wouldn't need to do that. If you went straight up damage, you could take them out in the 2 shots from the Tigris Prime instead of having 4, but I hate reloading weapons between actually shooting enemies, and having the 4 rounds can be much better sometimes. It just depends what you're using it for. And the way this thing works, actually, I kind of liked it at first, the way that it has this crystal in the end, that it doesn't fire rounds, it explodes the crystal and shoots the crystal fragments at enemies, which is why multi-shot, it kind of works, but it could have worked better. This is where a lot of people have turned around and said this thing sucks, because it has a very low pellet count. It has the lowest pellet count of all shotguns. This is actually not true. There is a shotgun that fires 1 shell. It's like a slug instead of pellets, which means it has 1. But I think it's an energy-based weapon, so I don't think people are using it for this, so I'm not going to bother looking out what the name of that was. So everybody is putting it, it's even in the wiki, lowest pellet count of all shotguns. Yes, but this is where Hell's Chamber comes into play, which increases that, and if we go on to builds here, this is where a lot of people will call me insane. The main reason is, unlike other shotguns, I'm not going to turn around and say I've added a mod in to increase the magazine capacity because this fires 1 round and yeah, it really wasn't worth it. The other reason I might be slightly insane is considering it has such a low spread and low number of pellets. Yes, I added vicious spread in, increasing the spread by 60%, but increasing the damage by 90% because this is a shotgun. It uses shotgun mods. It is better at close to close medium range, not even full on medium. The closer, kind of the better with this. So increasing the spread didn't make that much of a difference to it. Where is it? I've actually completely lost a mod. Yeah, there it is. Chilling reload, which does add cold damage, which goes well with the depolarity, and it increases the reload by 40% over the normal mod that I cannot remember the name of. Surprise, surprise, there it is. Tactical Pump, which only does 30. So it goes to 1.2, whereas adding this in, you can see if we go to the blast damage, it's doing 31,060. If we run Tactical Pump, it loses, wow, 9,000 damage. So having this in there, you gain 2 extra mod points and gain little under 9,000 damage. With, of course, Toxic Barrage, Vicious Spreads, yeah, I love that mod, Shell Shock, adding the 17,749 corrosive. We have Blaze in here with Chilling Grasp and obviously Chilling Reload, which adds 31,060 blast. The inert radiation doesn't really go up that much. It only went up to 3,835 with Hell's Chamber in here and primed point blank. This is one weapon I've mentioned this a few times in the past. I wish they would bring out like podiums, kind of like the Pedestal Prime, that you can actually place a weapon on top of using some kind of maybe mod that you have to build that you can then place on top, and then you can place a weapon in it. They've got it with writing, so you can put writing on your orbiter, your landing craft, something like that, but it holds a weapon and the weapon starts to spin round, because this would look better on display than it is actually usable. But it's a Mastery Rank 8. You can get a really powerful shotgun at a Mastery Rank 8 versus things like the Tigris Prime, which is 12 or 13? Was it Mastery Rank 14? No, it's a 13. Anyway, it has a slash of 1,240 something, and this is where this shotgun falls into its butter zone. If you are a Mastery Rank 8 and you have access to those handful of rare resources it takes to build this by maxing out Solaris United, gaining access to the Vox Solaris, unlocking the bounties that will allow you to take on the Profit Taker, getting those 2 resources, and yeah, build this. It is a really good primary shotgun and it fills in the zone very, very nicely. And then when you get to Mastery Rank 13, you can build the Tigris Prime. It would be a nice upgrade with the second round to it, and you will notice a significant difference between the two because you've been firing 1 round and reloading, 1 round and reloading, being able to shoot 2 rounds and then reload. It will be a very, very significant upgrade to this. But 5 mastery levels can last a long time, so this is actually a pretty useful shotgun, but I still think it's more of a visual thing than anything else. But anyway, we'll leave this off here for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch yous next time.